Hi, everyone. The stock market today kind of went through a pretty significant reversal, I would say, just because, as you can see here on my oscillators, you can see here on MACD, we're getting towards the overbought level. TSV is still way down from where it can be. But bottom line is that we are getting into a territory where it's harder for stocks to make gains. So there's other slow stochastics that I use. It's already at the top of the range, and that moving average that I have on the other one is getting close to the top where it likes to roll over. So I have a lot of internals suggesting that we are overbought and it's more dangerous here. And I had enough reversals in speculative stocks today that I'm watching for potential shorts to be thinking that we might be time to pull back. Like VII, ISNS came well off its highs. Some of my longs like HPJ, which is a 20% sell, came off of its highs, and the same with BDSI, as you can see on the heavier volume, and then Twitter reversing on heavier volume, which are all 20% sells. So it's kind of a red flag to me. The NASDAQ overall, this is the biggest tell, is that we got a pocket pivot point signal yesterday, and then we got what I would call intraday a 2B reversal to the negative. Now, if you look at this index, you can see we're already at overbought levels, so we're here. Overbought TSV, overbought MACD. This means that more than likely we are going to pull back. It's going to be significantly difficult for longs to make progress here unless your stock is not in overbought condition, obviously. So because of that, NASDAQ being in overbought conditions, oh man, hold on, sorry. So you can see here with the QQQQ, same thing, extremely overbought here, Indy XX, extremely overbought. Because of that, we're going to initiate a starter position in the SQQ to add to our SRTY small hedge that we have going on here to hedge against a pullback because we are significantly long in our portfolio. But like I just told you, we do have some sell signals. The Twitter, HPJ, and BDSI are 20% sell signals because of their heavier volume reversals from a short-term extended pattern. But there's also stocks like Z that aren't moving higher immediately, closing below the 10, 20-day moving average. If volume wasn't so well below average, it would have been a bigger sell, but it's going to be a 33% sell. MMI is closing below the 10-day moving average and the uptrend line. Like, so if we connect like these lows right here going higher, you can see that it's now closing below that line. So this is going to become a 25% sell on that position. Then we have AER doing a horrible gap down today. Tried to reverse, but extremely disappointing compared to the pattern that we had building here. I tell you what, if you would have told me following this signal here that we would have had that action the very next day, I would have said bullshit. But we did. So AER, because now from our very first our first ad, we now only have a 2% gain, and from our second ad, we now have a loss. It's a 50% sell. We have to operate carefully here. If this would have closed below the 50-day moving average, we would have been completely out of this position. But we've already taken partial profits, and we got a good fill yesterday morning. So that is a one saving grace between today's 50% sell signal. And then also Yelp is a 50% sell signal. It's not moving higher immediately. Could be 75%, depends how big of a fill you got. Remember, I didn't have a big position. I couldn't put 2.5% in it. So the dollar amount loss is not big enough to where I need to sell 75%. So I'm only going to sell 50. It's holding above the open of the signal day, 82.86, and because of that, we'll give it one more day to prove itself. Strong pattern overall. I would love actually to see it continue to move sideways, let the 50-200-day catch up, then break out. That'd give it even a better buy signal. So Yelp is a 50% sell signal. And I gave you a speculative stock that I was trading yesterday due to the Max Green bot beautiful pattern. And after a pretty poor morning fill at 280 with the market open, because I've been finagling with limit orders lately and it's been messing me up. However, TSEM, I got my 1135 limit filled intraday today on the reversal, and that was a pretty powerful reversal back near the highs intraday, so that is good. But EVRY, following the signal yesterday, 280 was the open, pulled back a little bit, and then it exploded higher to 301. I tell you what, I thought I was looking at maybe a 20% runner today, but for some odd reason, on not a lot of volume, the stock reversed, and then block sells came through. Next thing you know, you have a close at 248. Now, a close at 248 isn't necessarily a sell signal because we're still holding above the open and low a day of the signal date, meaning that this chart pattern is true, but the catalyst was max green bop. It lost max green bop with the above average volume. Goodbye, it's a full sell. So there are new longs actually, which is kind of shocking. I got 2 new long signals, a few other ads. Here's some possibilities I'm not taking. SFUN is probably the top one. Then that's followed by UEPS. It's just too extended here from the 50-day moving average with an overbought condition. It feels safe. And you got HUN coming right through the 50-day moving average is probably one of the best signals tonight that I'm not taking. The signals I am taking tonight is FSLR. CSIQ had a breakout yesterday, consolidated nicely today. JKS had a nice little move today, and it overall looks good. And SPWR gave a pocket pivot point signal yesterday. So FSLR is a 2.5% signal with its breakout on above average volume with a pocket pivot point signal. Now, wasn't I just long this stock and I just fully cut my loss like just a few sessions ago? Yeah, and thankfully we got out with a pretty good fill around 69.43, preventing losses. But now we've been proven that that sell was incorrect and that it wanted just to back and fill and shake weak holders out like me. So I'm going to get back in. And then also Leju Holdings. I love this stock, love this pattern, love the earnings, love the sales, love the company, love where it's located in China. Got a whole bunch of love. Probably going to screw me. Not a big deal. We're working with only 2.5. We got our hedges. If it doesn't work, we'll know because we don't have to wait all the way till a close below the low of 15.90 before we know we're wrong. We can start cutting our loss at 16.55 if it doesn't move immediately. But this is a beautiful chart pattern, so I definitely want to get long. China is still extremely hot. And as long as we have low interest rates and the world easing, I don't see why we should fight that trend. So Leju is also a 2.5% long with FSLR and SQQQ hedge. All right, that's all for tonight. Thank you.